If you know nothing about this build series, let's take a quick minute to get everyone caught up to speed. Well built. Nothing has moved. Obviously they were built as a soft top. So what I'm going to start doing, because the weather's not so bad, I'm going to do some work outside. No way. I've got to do some measurements now. I've got every bit here now. I've got the frame all sorted. What I'm going to do with the windscreen. When it comes back from the cage, we'll finish doing the spot welds in the roof. Bits down here are nearly done. It does look cool, doesn't it? And it's got its own little style. Tweaked it about some more. He's bent them in there, and then he's got that one in place. Tipper, yeah, put a tipper body on the back. How am I going to get in and out when I've got my shopping? Like that one? Yeah. That bar isn't tacked on, so any problem. Oh. Yeah, I've lost my nut again. Let me stitch it on. Got to sort these sills and bring these sills out. Put the box section in that still. Alright, how are you doing? Yeah, dogs, I'm trying to film. I'm Colin and this is Shawn Automotive, and all you were waiting for, the XRTT video. But we've had a problem with the race car. And you all know that racing is so important. So we've got to get on with the race car. Or is that really the TT masked up as a K? Woo! We're back on with the TT. Right, there's a little bit of an issue from the last video when we set the body. And I've been looking at it on the 4-post ramp for ages now. And when I'm looking at it, I don't think the body's set right. Now, it was really hard to do it at John's because we were on the concrete and there is a front snapped coil spring and a rear snapped coil spring. So what I'm going to do in this episode is I'm going to spend the time to get it on 4 axle stands, set the 4-post ramp up and level it up. If the 4-post ramp is a little bit out of level, you finished? I can adjust it, adjust the wires on top of the posts, so I can get the 4-post ramp absolutely cock on level, sat on 4 axle stands. If it needs to sit on 6 to get it level, I'll put it on 6, but I think 4 will be fine. And then I'm just gonna unstitch the body, because all we did, we tacked it on in the last one. So I will undo the tacks, level it up, just make sure, because you see there, it looks a little bit droopy, a little bit. So we're gonna get it lined up and get it stitched on perfect. But when you look at the roof, it looks like it dips down. The back end still isn't attached. We'll have a look. So the back end, it's just tacked in at the back and it's not fully stitched in or plated off down here yet. And the back end of the car is not onto the back sill, if you can just see through there. If you look, when I lift up on this back arch, can you see the movement? So it's gonna be perfect time to line it up on the 4-post ramp, get the front sat right, work out where we need to be with the back, and either do some temporary brackets to set it off or get it stitching on the back. I have a pair of sills that we need to fit on it to bring the bit of tomfoolery down. I'm not bringing the sills too far down because I think it'll look massive. I'll be losing it in by bringing the body kit down a bit. You two are very, very cuddly today. So what we'll do is we'll jump on now, get it leveled up, so I'll stick it on a time lapse, get the stitching off, get the doors off, take the KA front end off that I was tricking you with. We'll get it lined up, and then once it's lined up, it's gonna be doing the back arches, bits like that. I really want to start chucking some fiberglass and some filler on it, but I need that body set before I can start doing that, because I might think, oh, I need to do the back arches, but because the front part is all welded up now, I might just want to rest from welding, so I'll start fiberglassing the roof and smoothing that out. Then I'll be like, right, I'll do the arches. So with the windscreen, what we're going to try and do is we're going to make a template of the windscreen, get the size and the dimensions, and we're going to try and find a vehicle that has a windscreen that is very, very much similar. I've looked at Orions, I've looked at the old Mark 1 Escorts and stuff like that, because it'd be so much better if we have to bring the A-pillars in a little bit, like 10 mil, 15 mil, all the way around. Yes, we've looked in and we can have a windscreen made to fit the size, but that's a one-off and it costs a fortune. And if we ever have a stone chip or a crack, we have to have that done again. So if we have a generic windscreen that we can use, it's a case of we just need to order that windscreen and get it fitted in. So that's the front windscreen covered off. Another thing is the back arches are all pretty done. We've got some wheels that we've been looking at. I'm not using these wheels, but these are just transport wheels. There's some really nice wheels I've been looking at that are in keeping with its time. period. I'll go into that more as we go on. Now, the tailgate is going to be a work of art to be done, because you can see now that's the original tailgate sat on some wood, bolted in. You can see the distance, the gap that we're going to have to extend the tailgate. But I want to, again, try and find a bigger window. It wouldn't look too bad if we extended it, but then the drop down, because we've got to bring it down, the tailgate, further. I'd like the glass to come down a little bit more, and I'd like the glass to be wider, so then it'd give that tomfoolery of it still being an XR2. The aim of the game is to have it looking like an XR2 until they're side by side with another one. Then you realise how wide we've stretched it and how long, you know, because it's just massive. It looks proper cool. Lots of people were like, that isn't going to work what I did. Instead of just cutting the car in half, closing the car up, I didn't want to change the geometry of the car and the wheelbase, because I already spent all that money on getting the four-wheel drive system. But then when I shorten it, I've got all that stuff to change to suit back up with the body. So the floor pan hasn't been messed around with. We've very, very slightly took a little bit off the chassis legs. They're all capped off. We've got that piece there in the middle to tie in. Then we've got all the bumpers to extend and stuff like that. So it's in the garage now. It isn't coming off the 4-post ramp. I have 2 more race meetings in the KA, and hopefully, fingers crossed, everything will go all right. But this is not coming off now at all. So we've got lots to do, lots to get cracked on with. How cool is that case? John did an excellent job. So if you're new to the channel and you don't know what this build series is, there's a link down below to the full build series. So it's been a while. Let's get cracked on with the TT. You not want to be a mechanic anymore, in all fairness. I think you've done a good job of leveling that car up. What are you doing here?
Working on French craft.
French engine.
It says there's a sign on the door as well. It says no Renault's worked on here.
Yeah, I don't really like Renault. Right, Sam has spent about an hour getting the ramp leveled up and getting the car level on the axle stand. What are you delivering to me today? Say hello.
There we go.
You like the YouTube channel, don't you?
Yeah, of course.
What's the best YouTube channel going?
Oh, Shine.
And they should all subscribe to Shine, shouldn't they?
Of course.
There you go. That's the driver for Motor Parts Direct, quality parts coming to you. The power to supply. Woo! I'll put a link down below to Motor Parts Direct. They help us out massively with the KA, supplying us all a bit, so a new sponsor on board, so got to give them a plug. Do you know what I mean? Got to give them a little plug. Oh, talking about plugs, look at this merch. We've got 4 hats, the old hats available. When them hats are gone, there'll be no more of them hats. If you want one of them, I'll sign one and chuck you some stickers in for free. And then you can think you've got one of the last 4 hats that Shine ever did before the winter collection comes in. Rake of t-shirts, rake of new mugs, key rings here, all this stuff, right? I want to just sell merch. I don't want to sell myself and start doing adverts for like Squarespace or out in the videos. But if we have to, we're going to have to. But if you buy the merch, hopefully we won't have to do it. There is 101 mugs. That mug there, in that bag, there won't ever be another one of them sold on the channel. Same as that one there. They're 2 101 special mugs and the pigeons on for sale. If you buy the pigeon, I'll chuck in a load of stuff with the pigeon. And there's these new, not my not my job, not my problem. Tops here, so the black and white ones. They're only available in extra large, and there's only 5 of them or 4 of them. So you'll have to be quick if you want them. Because, hey, I'm Colin, and this is Shawn Automotive. And today's video is sponsored by Manscaped, Squarespace, all that. I can't be bothered with that. Just buy the merch. Let's make our own stuff and not rely on selling yourself for about a minute. Right, so Sam spent ages getting it level on the ramp, and it looks like that side is about 8 or 9 mil lower. So I'll get it unstitched so we can get that higher up, or this side lower down. I'm just going to spend ages now off camera going around with a tape measure and make sure we've got it level, because this point is so crucial to the end result. Because if we start putting filler on, or when the car's sat right, when it's all back on the new suspension and everything, this body needs to look cock on, because when we go to car shows and stuff, people will just crab it, and I want to make sure I build this to an excellent standard. So I'll go off camera now, spend ages getting things leveled up, make sure it's 100% right, and then I'll unstitch the body. You did a good job on that cage. You're impressed with that cage. A lot of people like that cage. It's nice, isn't it? Go follow John on Facebook. Link down below to John that built that cage. If you want that cage building, hit him up. He'll make a cage similar, but then door bars are a one-off job on them door bars. So I'm about 2 hours in, and I'm still leveling it up, and it's blagging my edge at the moment, but I think I'm getting close to it. That's why I got John down to help. John just do a few measurements while he's here, and then we'll be sorted, and we can crack on.
8.5. Oh, well, they're bang on then. 8.85.
Are they the same at the front? Oh no, come on. Oh, now then. There'll be a lot of bleeping in this one.
Yeah.
I got 5 mil difference at the back.
It's 5 mil there. It's 5 mil there. But
So if I bring...
you have hacked it.
Where?
Well, you've hacked the death out of it, haven't you?
Well, let's crack on. Let's crack on. Well, we all have.
I didn't.
You did. You chopped. You not remember that day when we chopped it to bits? That video that done 55,000 views.
And that would love and care. Whose job is it? Not my job. I had my t-shirt on yesterday walking the dog.
Do you like your Not My Job, Not My Problem t-shirt?
Yeah.
There's a link down below if you want to buy one.
Cartel, get yourself there. 5% off the job.
That's it.
Hashtag job.
I'll put a hashtag John discount, 5% off. 5% off for the t-shirts. Not My Job, Not My Problem.
Not my job, not my problem.
See you later, Mum. Right, after ages and ages of measuring around, I'm happy now, so I'm going to show you what we're going to do. So I'm only going to unstitch this side. This side needs to go in 5 mil and down 5 mil. What I believe that's happened is when we've sandwiched it up with a back seam at the back, that's been bent in, which is causing this to twist out. So I get it totally unstitched off this side, and then I can drop it down, but twist this out, because that'll bring the door, because the door looks like it's diving in as well. So if I twist that A-pillar in, it'll go like that. I don't know if it's really, it's minuscule, but it's going to run the roof out. That's the thing. So when you're looking at it, if you don't get this right, 5 mil there, and then it runs over more. So we'll get it unstitched. I'll stick it on a time lapse, get this door off, get it unstitched, and just get this side set. Then get both sides off. We'll get all the A-pillars spotted in, down both sides. We'll go along the sill, and then that's the front of the car set. So why I believe this is twisted is when I've been working here. So if I unstitch, I think this is in too much. And when we've clamped it like that, causing it to twist like that. So I'll get this all stitched back and let it naturally sit. And I think that'll go in that way. And then once I think that's twisted back right, I'll undo the cup. This is not good for filming near this workbench. I will unstitch the couple of spot welds that are on the sills, so I can let that front go down. Then we'll get the sills levelled up and get along the sills done. Like I've already said, repeating myself again. Do you know, that has taken donkeys. Absolutely donkeys. But I've got it the 5mm down I need, and I've got it to go in where it needed to be. What the issue is, obviously, can you see the gap? So what I'm doing, so I'm bringing the Audi inner skin out to the Fiesta skin instead of pinching it up and twisting it. So I'll pinch it up as best I can. Well, I'll pinch it up as good, proper good. Get it seamed down there, and then when it starts splitting open here, I'll drill, spot welds, drill it, and then we'll trim this bit away and we'll bring it all to the Fiesta skin. So both the A-pillars, you know what I'm gonna do, and run my hand through me. So both the A-pillars are going in that way, right? They're both on the right angle now. That's down where it needs to be. You can see it looks loads better. Obviously it's down at the back because we've got to lift the back up and set the back. Looks really good now. And then when we lift that back corner up, that'll bring that back corner up and sit, because that's only plonked at the back. So if we get the front set, get all that welded in, run along the sills, setting up as we go, because obviously as we're running along the sills, that'll naturally start bringing that back end up, because we'll be lining it all on. You see there. So naturally when we unpick, in all fairness, yeah, I'll unpick from there because it is a little bit high, and then run that seam to run absolutely cock on with the Audi seam, and that'll bring the roof up. And then any tweaking we can do, any forcing we need to do when we get to the back. Honestly, you will not believe how long it's taken to get this set. But like I said, and I've said it and I've said it loads, I want it to be right. So I'm going to jump on now, double check the welds, and then come along the sills and get all these sills done, and this here pillar. Get on the other door, get the other door off, and get that all welded up. Progress! Bloody finally. So I've got all that brought back together now, so I'm going to get the soft pad on, kindly supplied by our friends at Clean Sport. These are a 40 grit one, and I'll clean back the welds, the spot welds there, and along here, and tidy this up. So that's all pushed back in. We got rid of the excess, so just can't get in there with a slitting disc, so I'll just scribe it in with a flat disc. So I'll jump onto that now. We're getting there. Right, we have some progress on this side now. That's been hard to do, but I'm going to not keep taking any more off till I've got the door rubber in situ as a test run to see if I need to trim that bit off a bit more and go into there a bit more. But we've got along to about there till it starts dropping down. So we're tied in on this front. Obviously we've got all this to tie in. I'm just leaving all this for the moment, because if we get that set and get there set to the other side, then we can raise up the sills at the same time, so the sills run across there, and then it should be lined up. We should be on a winner. So what I'll do now is I'll jump on, take this door off and get that welded in exactly the same as what we've done on the other side. Then we can get the rest of the sills done all the way to the back of the door. Very nice. Right, that air pillar and that sill is set and level, looking nice. And the passenger side that was a million miles out is welded up, set and level. So after loads of time, the front now is set and level. So I've been Colin. Don't forget to subscribe and we'll see you in the next one. Bye.
Thanks for the tip.